Red Devils. Let's go to our commentary team here at Soul Group Craven Park for this round 24 fixture for the Betfred Super League. Standing by are Kyla Moore and Dave Woods.
Thank you, Brian. Well, Friday night is a party night in East Hull, and it's a party that's been going on for a few months now, isn't it? They will be 2 points clear at the top if they win here tonight, but Salford scrapping for their playoff lives, keeping alive their Old Trafford dreams, they hope. It is another unmissable Super League occasion.
Good evening, Dave, and everyone at home as well. You're right, it's first against fourth, and Hull KR, they are on the cusp of something special. The top three finish for the first time in their history away tonight if they can get a win. And Sawaso Su sets it all off.
Well, they were queuing outside here at 5:30 earlier tonight, astonishingly 2.5 hours before kickoff, because every home seat and every home standing position sold tonight. I think it's 11 out of 13 that has been the case this year. But they're having to do it tough in these early stages, trying to get themselves downfield as quickly as they possibly can. Remember, there's been a real good health about Hull Kingston Rovers in recent weeks, but they're missing a couple tonight. Joe Burgess with a tight hamstring, James Batchelor suspended, but he's still there. Mikey Lewis, the dynamo in the middle of things, who sends that high and long downfield, and Ethan Ryan with the return.
Yeah, you're right to mention Mikey Lewis, Dave, as well. What a contest that is between two number 7s, but there's an error here early on, and that's a gift for Hull Kingston Rovers. A good shot, and the ball comes free. And a huge opportunity here, just the sheer numbers and weight in there. Just dislodges that ball.
So an early win for the Robins, and a chance to build some pressure here.
Oh, huge chance. Mikey Lewis with 21 try assists to his name this season. Only Mark Sneed, his opposite number, with one more. And you can bet, Dave, that he'll have some involvement in this set.
Well, I think they'd scored a couple of tries before St Helens had properly had the ball last week. So a very quick start for them there. And they'll be hoping for something similar here, with Salford barely laying hands on ball. It's taken in by Lewis. So 5 to go from here. 5 for Salford to try to repel, and they've given away a penalty here. Well, Sneed and Lewis involved straight away, face to face, and the referee's unhappy with that. Just reset the tackle count, and here we go again. No thoughts of 2 there, interestingly. Right from the start, the Robins fancy the 6 here.
Well, they had a blistering start, you mentioned it last week, scoring 26 unanswered points against St Helens, and they're fancying it here tonight.
Well, that's Sue with a drive, just settling things in. Here's Parcell out of dummy half. Minchella now having a look, just stepping off the left and the right as he challenges that Salford defence, who are up to the challenge, but only 10 from their own line. Everyone else back on the line. It's with Evans, who pops one over the top, and Broadbent with an early chance. And has he got that down? Referee's having a look. He's putting this up for the question. Try on the field. James Vella is our video referee with this early call.
It's tackle 3, live decision of a try. We're checking the grounding. So Broadbent's in possession at this point, rolling it through nice and slow. Keep rolling it through. Keep rolling it through. He's still in possession. Keep rolling it through, please. Still in possession at this point. On the side of the ball, and then pause it there. Can we just get another angle, please, to ensure that he maintains possession? Finish off on camera 8, please. Yep, take it through here, nice and slow. He's in possession at this point. On the side of the ball. We'll finish off on camera 8, back to camera 8, roll it through. He's in possession. And pause it there. He grounds the ball in the end goal. I've made my decision.
Well, last week it was Joe Burgess inside 3 minutes. This week it's his right-wing replacement, Jack Broadbent, inside the opening 3 minutes. The Robins are off to a flyer again.
Yeah, what a start it is for Willie Peters' man. And you're right, Jack Broadbent fills in with the wing this game, after being at centre last week. Well, it's Dion Cross, Dave, who just gets it all wrong. He panics. And within that, he does well to try and rescue it, but he just gets it all wrong from the get-go. And Jack Broadbent is able to take advantage of it. Just keep your eye on Dion Cross. He gets spooked. He comes flying up on this play. He gets too interested. It's the penalty that's given away here. But then just the width of pass. And Dion Cross, he comes panicking, comes flying in, leaves the space, tries to rescue it, but he can't, Dave. It's KR strike first.
Well, having perceived a weakness down that flank last week, they just kept on going and going down that right-hand side. See if that happens again. But here's a big moment. Mikey Lewis with a kick from the touchline. And we know his kicking is not brilliant, and that never really had a chance. And the twos might count tonight with Mark Sneed on the other side, but 4-0, so far so good from Hull KR just at the moment.
Yeah, Mikey Lewis, 66% with the boot. You can see why. He just pulls it a good 5 or 6 metres to the right of the post, but Jack Broadbent will be delighted with the start.
Watch this from Sue here, Singleton.
Well, there's been a lot of talk during the week about that game back in 2016, the Golden Point in the £1 million game. Anybody who was there that day will never forget that. The 2 tries in the last 2 minutes that saved Salford's lives, and then that drop goal from Gareth O'Brien. But it was a reset for the Robins, and look where they are now. But you have to say, Salford have certainly grown from that day too, with grand finals and Challenge Cups in the bag.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Of course, Salford ended up in the 2019 grand final. And who'd have thought 8 years ago these two clubs would be battling out here tonight, first against fourth. Parcell takes off.
He's at a dummy half and having a look, seeing what's ahead of him, and Salford's defence having to restructure itself again, starved of possession in these early stages. Back it comes to Lewis, who despite the pressure sticks it high up in the air, and Hankinson, a standing fullback underneath that solidly enough. And Salford have it back, and now they can build with a set in which they'll hope they can keep hold of the ball at the very least.
Yeah, it's Ethan Ryan under assault again, but this time he holds on to the ball. These are difficult carries early on in the game, and that's a great shot there from Hadley.
Well, they're moving it back towards the middle, but Hulkingston Rovers, the offload there is from Laffey. As Brian was saying earlier, it's Hulkingston Rovers' intent tonight to close those offloads down. But they're running out of tackles, and they're still very deep inside their own half.
Well, they've only made 20 metres here, Dave, trying to clear their own end. It's going to have to be a towering kick from Mark Sneed, under pressure.
They're after him. Minchella went over there, but it's still a great spin on the ball that just alters the flight of that as it came down. But Evalds, having taken it well, trying to pick a path, stopped 40 from his own line.
Niall Evalds as well, 159 appearances and 110 tries during his time at Salford. And he's having a fantastic season this year.
This is slow. Robins fans getting a little bit impatient with that, but referee's happy enough. Parcell gets up and scampers, and here's Lewis to have a little look around. Minchella was to his left, to his right, but he's gone left to Hadley. Hadley with a carry. Parcell again. Minchella offers it on. Whitbread with a quick and slick hands, but Salford's defence is a force on that occasion. Does its job. May cuts it back towards the middle. Scamper across the field by Hankinson to collect, and Rovers defenders are up there quickly as well. So Salford are under pressure at the moment.
Yeah, they are. The kick pressure there from Sneed just allows them to catch the ball in a decent position, find centre of the field, and give them options both sides as they look to come down this right edge through Nene MacDonald, who so often does a lot of good work out of backfield.
Flung back down to the ground. Miller picks up from dummy
Here's a
half,
chance.
and they're creating some space here. There's an opportunity here with Ryan making good good ground, and a ball back on the inside, and Mellor for the corner. Joe Mellor diving in. What a response from Salford. They are not to be subdued. In typical style for them, they went from one end to the other in just a couple of plays.
Yeah, there's two parts to this, Dave. First of all, it was the kick pressure from Mark Sneyd that just allowed, I think it was Dion Cross, to catch the ball, return it to centre field and give them options both sides, and it was a Nene MacDonald carry that just scattered the markers, and they were able to pick off that short side. Beautiful soft hands it was. And Ethan Ryan there just racing away down that right flank. You just see here, eyes up, Nicarima, soft hands from Watkins. And Ethan Ryan had a little bit of work to do here at the right moment to release the pass, and Joe Mellor flooding up through there to get his 4th try of the season. And what a response. The left edge of the whole KR were undone.
We got a game on our hands tonight, Kyle.
We sure have. Both sides play entertaining brand of football, and we can see already inside the opening 8 minutes why. It's 4-all, and this is a difficult kick for Mark Sneyd with 89% strike rate. You would fancy it, Dave.
Well, first points they've scored at this ground in their last 3 visits. Salford, they lost 40-0 here in the Challenge Cup earlier, but they also lost 12-0 here last September in the league, so they'll be glad to end that little drought. And this is the battle of the sevens, isn't it? I mean, in attacking ploys, they both have roles to play, but this is a big role to play as well. The goal kicking. But the success probability suggesting only 54% for Mark Sneyd. AI's losing confidence in one of the dead-eyed goal kickers in Super League. The ground is trying to put off a player who once played for the team on the other side of the city, and he's hooked that in. Silenced them all with a brilliant kick from the touchline.
Well, he's Super League top point scorer, and it's that left boot that provides most of them for him. But again, just watch the carry from Nene MacDonald there into Sue, into Parcell, and it just causes a little bit of disruption there. There's a late retreat from Sue, and Mellor's able to pick it off. Quick hands, and the rest is history.
Well, what a start to this game. Hull Kingston Rovers with that early blow, and we might have thought, here we go, what a night of dominance. But Salford, it's amazing how many Hull Kingston Rovers supporters spoken to today who've suggested they feel really nervous about this game tonight. They didn't feel overconfident because of the nature of this Salford side.
Exactly, you know, you never quite know what you're going to get from Salford, but you know they can play it. And Hankinson now, good tackle there it was, and had to be from Peter Hiku. 6 again called up.
Lafay goes out of dummy half, and we'll have a little look around, and just swarmed at by those oncoming Hull KR players. Mellor flinging it back towards the middle. Mellor's back in at dummy half. Little glance to his left, but goes right. Watkins is there. Donald stepping in that centre's position, and Mellor's got a gap to run into here and expose a little bit of a switch off by that Hull KR defence. Switches back on soon enough, but they've gathered some ground and they're in a great position here. Sneyd inside. Singleton offloads, Partington away as well. Nicarima bounces one off. Play on. The referee says it came off the knees of MacDonald. And Salford advance to within 10. 1 play to go. Inevitably, it's back to Sneyd. Sneyd with a kick. Low, across to Cross, and Cross back on the inside. Well, he tried to make something magical happen, but it bounces away. It'll be a tap back on the 20.
Yeah, patient defence there from Jack Broadbent. Just watches that kick go all the way over. And as soon as Cross catches it, he's there to catch and throw over the sideline. Of course, it comes off Lafay's leg and rolls dead. Penalty now given away.
Well, a penalty here for Hull Kingston Rovers. Some interesting goings on, by the way, at the Lee Sports Village tonight. Lee 4, Warrington 0. And in a separate incident, Paul Vaughan has been sent off, red card. So Warrington down to 12 in that game. Strike to the head, we're told. So there's drama wherever you look on this Friday night. And Sky Sports has it captured. Out of dummy half goes Parcell. Good scamper from him, putting Hull Kingston Rovers back in that attacking position. May's up there at dummy half. This now is Lewis, bouncing and dodging. We know he has the strength and the wherewithal, but Salford's defenders overpowering him. It's Minchella. Short to Whitbread, who just about kept hold of that. It bobbled out, but managed to regather before it hits anybody or anything else. Parcell back to May. Dummies on the inside, and then it is taken by Evalds. And there's the last play. Tyrone May being run up by Broadbent. Got that pass away, but Salford's defence was there. And it will be a handover, and Salford survive.
Yeah, big tackle there from the skipper. Callum Watkins just senses the threat. A low tackle on Whitbread as well. And just turns the ball over, of course. OKR, they've turned over now 3 sets in similar position, 5 metres away from Salford's line. As once again, Nenny MacDonald looks to play there. Oh, they get that one wrong.
They never fancy the hard yards, do they, Salford, if they see an opportunity to attack. But Nicarima forced into an error.
Just a bit of sloppy skill there from Nicarima, under pressure from Ryan Hall. Well, you're right, Dave. So often they look to play out of yardage, look to try and catch people off.
Well, this is when Hull Kingston Rovers are dangerous in this period of a game. As you can see, 24 tries between the 11th and 20th minute. You put Warrington and Wigan together, they've only achieved that number of scores. This is a twist by Hicker. Here comes Parcell. Inside for Staunton, who gets to start tonight. Well, they've still got tackles in the bag, loads of them. Parcell to Minchella, back down the middle again, and offside offence here against Salford, yep. Do they think about 2 here, right in front of the sticks?
Perhaps so. There's a lot of the Hull KR players looking around, and they have chosen to take in the 2. Singleton penalty right in front of the sticks there that just is going to allow, surely, this to be turned into from 4 to 6. And we're all even, Dave, but this game has been end to end.
It has, hasn't it? It's not just a cliche, it's real life tonight, Kyle, isn't it? End to end.
Well, I was looking through the numbers before the game, Dave, and in the top 10 tackle busters in the competition, there's 5 of them out here tonight, 3 for Hull KR and 2 for Salford. And with tackle breaks come potential opportunities, offloads in there too. And there's no wonder why it is end-to-end at the moment.
Well, this to level things up from the boot of Mikey Lewis. He has landed 59 previous to this. It's just the percentage that's been the problem, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You gave me a look there, Kyle. Here he comes, bangs it over. Yes, he does. 6 points apiece.
Yeah, you mentioned about how important they are. Well, let me tell you, when you get into the playoffs, turning 4 into 6 is crucial. And it's been a problem, hence why they brought in Reece Martin for next season.
Yeah. Jenna, you got news for us?
Yeah, I do. I mean, what an exciting game this is turning out to be. It really is end-to-end. But I am actually getting a lot of questions as to where the Salford fullback is, Ryan Briley. A lot of people asking if he's out for the rest of the season. I can tell you he is not. He's just missing tonight. He's suffering from a bit of a sickness bug, but I'm being told that he is very likely to be back next week.
Thank you, Jenna. They've had their bugs this year, haven't they, Salford? Anyway, his team are doing okay so far without him. 6 points apiece.
Just a neat carry there from Sue. He just allows them to win 2 carries, Dave, roll forward 20 or so metres as they look to move the ball through Minchella. And Whitbread, well met there.
Whitbread's close to the halfway line. Parcell picks up, and May now with a little dummy and tries to squeeze his way through. Hiku Got a bit of a collision there, but a friendly fire, I think. Lewis sticks it up in the air and goes chasing after this. Hankinson and Lewis. Well, I think he knocked it backwards. Oh no, first one was forward.
It's going to be a scrum.
So it's a scrum down Salford's head and feet.
Mikey Lewis just trying to invent something on his own. There's only him in the picture there chasing with Hiku underneath. Just tries to knock that ball back. And he nearly does so.
He's the player that this team is built around, really, isn't it? He's got the longest contract of anyone at the club at the moment.
You can see why, alongside Mark Sneed, that they're up there for the favourites of Man of Steel this season. Both had stellar campaigns in season 2024.
They might not be prolific try-scorers, although Lewis has got 15. Sneed just the 3, but they are prolific in making them for other players. Sneed 22, Lewis 21. They are the highest try-assist players in the league at the moment.
And it's the importance that they both have on both of their teams in terms of what they do, what they can create. But not only that, some of their attacking kicks have been exceptional too. Sneed
carrying it right to the line before trying to promote it. Try and push Sam Stone through. Partington going right, and there's a battle on here for Nicarima. As Hawkins, the Rovers players, come scrambling his way. Mellor, last play. Sneed's left boot. Again, it's a sweet, sweet strike of the ball. And it causes problems as it floats through the air. Niall Evalds would have looked at that and thought, oh no, not me, not tonight. Because it was coming down in all kinds of different directions.
Well, he had to catch a spiral one before, but that was just awful to try and catch. End over end, moving around in the air. And the experienced fullback of Evalds just can't take it in. You can see his feet moving all over, just trying to get underneath it. It's an opportunity now here for Salford, 20 away.
Giving them another excellent position here. Hankinson searching down that right side in the centre's position, but it's a muscular reaction from the Robins players, which appeals to those in the red and white on the terraces. In again by Watkins. Named at centre, but for the most part in the second row tonight from what we've seen. That was wonderful centre's play early for the try, wasn't it? They're getting close up. Mellor again. And the referee says not up, not played properly.
Yeah, Shane Wright.
Shane Wright.
He just loses it at the final part there, plays the ball, and then falls forward. It's an incorrect play of the ball. Harsh it may be because the ball's away, but Jack Smith just deciding that that's a mistake. And it's now Salford who must go hunting in defence here.
Well, big moments win big matches, but small moments have a huge part to play as well, haven't they? And that's just robbed Salford of an excellent attacking position and given Hawkins, the Rovers, a chance to alleviate here, to get themselves downfield in the quickest possible time. Parcell goes in. This is Hadley. Parcell again. Minchella. And into the line comes Evalds. It's a familiar pattern. May, Evalds and Hiku all involved.
Move, 5, stay. Go 5,
Evalds.
you good all. Kick pressure.
Lewis.
Elliott!
End over end kick, Dion Cross underneath it, and that's a fairly comfortable catch for the winger. But a less than comfortable start for Salford here, deep inside their own half.
Yeah, deja vu in the opening quarter of where they're catching the ball and where the Hull KR are turning it over. Just makes it difficult for Salford to get through any part of these sets here. They just need to be hard carries. Their outside backs are taking over. And Tim Laffite on a slow play of the ball here.
Well, they're both on the back of brilliant confidence-boosting victories, aren't they? Hull KR's 42-6 win at St Helens last week, and Salford's 60 points to 10 win against Huddersfield.
It was important Salford bounced back after that disappointing result at Magic Weekend. It's Sneed kick once again, finds grass, it's trouble.
And when it bounces, it causes problems. brilliant from Sneed, picked up and collected again from Watkins, but it is the 6th tackle. But the kick almost opened things up.
Yeah, he found space, bounced over Evel's head, and Callum Watkins just met Mikey Lewis in cover, an important tackle. And we've got to get pressure on Sneed, and it's easier said than done. He's such a crafty player, just sits nice and deep and almost makes it impossible to get anywhere near him.
He's just got a ridiculously skilled left foot, hasn't he, Mark Sneed? We say it so often.
Yeah, when he sits so deep, because he trusts and knows what he can do, just makes it hard to get any sort of kick pressure on him. And Jai Whitbread, he's been great this season, carrying the ball hard and direct.
And now it's the turn of Mikey Lewis, and I think he might
40-20.
have been behind the 40 when he let that fly. Well, they might have to have a look at this. Or is the referee confident? Yes, he is confident. He's given it as a 40-20. Mikey Lewis picked his spot and then picked another spot and sent the ball flying to where he wanted to. And this is the result. Hull Kingston Rovers with a platform for 6 to have a go. And Sue will take it in. First of all, Parcell out of dummy half. Looking left again. Whitbread riding one tackle. Needing 3 to stop him. Well, has he put that down?
I think he has.
Referee says try on the field. Has Whitbread somehow found a way to score here? Let's hear from the video referee.
It's camera 1, a live decision of a try. We're confirming a ball steal into the grounding. So nice and slow here. Keep rolling it through. So we're looking for an intent to steal the ball. So we can see a clear reef of the ball by the defender. We're playing on at this point. The ball is live at this point. The ball is still live. We're playing advantage from the ball steal. The ball appears to be picked up cleanly. And pause it there. The ball is grounded in the in goal.
Oh, wow.
I've made my decision.
He's going to give it. He's going to give it. It's a good job it's a long way from the Salford fans because they won't enjoy this moment. But the rest of the ground will be loving it when up goes that word to tell them that their side have taken the lead again.
Yeah, it's 2 try in 2 games. And I mentioned Jai Whitbread and the start that he's had to this game. I think he's laid a huge, huge platform for the whole KR pack. And he gets his rewards. It may not have been the cleanest of tries by any stretch, but it's 4 points. And the rake here from Ollie Partington just allows to play on. Whitbread's head's in the game. He knows it, and he just dots that ball down. But what about the 40-20 though, Dave, from Mikey Lewis? Had to be millimetres in it. And that set up the field position for another try, the second try for Hull KR. And 2 in the last 2 for that man.
We are seeing some kicking masterclasses tonight. Not necessarily off the tee, but certainly from out of hand. Well, Mikey Lewis will be looking to make this 2 out of 3. Again, relatively simple. And he'll be building his confidence as he keeps banging them over. 12 points to 6, Hull Kingston Rovers lead.
Yeah, Mikey Lewis, it was his 40-20. And you're right, we've seen some terrific kicks so far from Sneed. But the best one there through Willie Peters' half, the number 7. Well executed.
You could just put a camera on those 2 number 7s, couldn't you? And you would be entertained tonight.
Oh, without doubt. A masterclass from both of them, and has been all season, it has to be said.
Marcel comes out, and here comes Hadley leading the charge. They both look cheeky little devils, don't they? Exactly what you'd expect from a number 7.
He's just stuck, go.
Marcel out to Minchella, who saw the advancing line on the outside, so sought a path back down the middle.
Go forward, mate, Joe.
Here's Tanginoa.
5, move now, stay here, you've got to wait.
Parcell.
Go, 5. Kick pressure, Stone.
Lewis again.
Elliot,
He's looking for a bit of length this time. Hankinson
You're all 10, 1.
catches and looks for the return.
Well, again, Dave, just look where the player one is for Salford. It's turned to the right-hand side. You can just see that the home team are having the lion's share of possession.
That's interesting, because Salford's completion rate down at 66%, and they've been one of the highest completing teams this season. So that, from their point of view, is a poor return so far in this game. But it is still early days.
Yeah, but there's only one try in it, Dave. They won't be worried at all at this stage. Salford know that they can pull the trigger and tear any team apart. But Hull KR just aren't giving them any field position whatsoever. As Nene MacDonald, he tries to come over from the right-hand side to the left. You so often see MacDonald and Laffey doubling up on carries.
Sneed, he's making it up as he goes along here.
Well, this is just ridiculous now.
And the kick through from Tim Laffey, collected by Ebbels. He was looking for a much different kick to that, and when they closed him down, he just chipped it over the top. Eric Cantona style. This is May. Lewis. Salford's defence squaring up to what's coming at them. Parcell, Hiku, interestingly, has moved over to that left of centre position. And again, they're loading up that left-hand side, but they're coming right. Minchella, Whitbread. They've only got one play left in this set. It's a little bit messy, but they pick up and carry on. May goes for the run. Evolds inside, but passes straight to Miller. Well, they saw an opportunity.
He did. He just felt he had Whitbread and Lewis there, but Joe Mellor just puts himself in between the pass and the advancing KR attackers and just sniffs out that attack. Nikarima.
27 minutes, nearly 28 minutes of the match played. And as we so often say on a Friday night, where has that time gone?
Been enjoying this one.
Absolutely flown. Salford search the middle. Jack Ormonroy, great to see him back, by the way. Jack Ormonroy, first game since back in May because of injury. So great to have him back on the field. Evolds having to cover some ground. I think this is going to be a knock-on, is it? No, the referee says play on. Laffey, it is still the fifth tackle. And Sneed's in an obstructing position and an offside position. But doesn't hamper Hawkins the Rovers from getting that ball back again.
A scruffy end to the set, but more importantly for Salford, it's their turn now to try and keep and restrict the metres of the home team. And just allow to get their ball back in a decent attacking position. And that's something.
Bulldozes his way through. He's got Lewis for company. Lewis can't scoot away from those defenders that surrounded him. But now they have momentum. And this is a long, long hold by Nene MacDonald. And eventually, the referee says, oh, he's played it. He's played it. Let's carry on. On they go. And suddenly they've got a bit of width here as well. Opposite. Downed. Another set of six. Referee waves his arm. Somewhere in the background, a hooter sounds. Hadley picks up now.
There's an onslaught coming here, Dave. And it's through the men in red and white. Minchella.
Minchella back on the inside to Luckley. Luckley's finding ground. Centrally. Doing his job. Robbins look to the left. May looks to the middle. Almost gets over. Just about. The wall came down just in time to keep him at bay. Luckley. Oh, that's well read by Sneed, who knew where it was going and knew where he was going. Make that tackle count. It's going to be Hadley who's held up. Salford's defence is doing a job here, having been under real duress, but there's still one to go. May again. Evolds. Hiku steps, puts the kick in. It is covered by Cross. And is he... Oh, he was dragged over the line after the tackle was complete. Oh, there's offside. It's offside, actually.
Offside there from the kick. But it was this carry. They've just done it all, just spins on. I think it was Partington there who just gets it wrong. And the big frame of Ryan Hall just spins out of that collision. And from where they had them in good field position, well, the ball gets turned over here through Hiku. And you can just see there that the chase, once Broadbent gets in, the extra weight there is a penalty from an offside position. I think it was Matty Staunton who gives away the penalty.
Lads, we're good here.
And Salford needed that.
On the foot. Go.
It's a banana kick from Sneed that gives Salford this starting position.
Stone.
Stone.
Go on.
Miller inside again. Sneed testing the line, runs across it. Nikarima and handed all the way out to MacDonald, and MacDonald tries to put on a bit of pace and try and squeeze himself through those couple of defenders. Ryan picks up, he has a go, but he's followed all the way by Opachik. And now it's Singleton. Oh, well, he looked for the soft-handed pass, but he didn't look for a teammate. And Kingston Rovers have it.
Yeah, they've just got a bit sloppy now with the Red Devils. And just giving the ball away cheaply. OKR just inside the away team's end once again. The width of the pass there, Singleton wants the little short ball. Partington pulls out. But just listen to this Robbins noise.
Takinoa, Minchella, and here's Luckley. Couple of plays to go here as May puts it out to Lewis. Lewis across the line, runs away from Nikarima and runs away from the ball. Magic Mikey strikes again. Sheer brilliance. And don't they love that in this stadium? That's why he's special to all of them. And he's extended that Rovers lead.
Well, the hometown boy, he's just loving it. What a brilliant, brilliant individual try. But it was all Salford's own doing, giving the ball away. Not committed enough in defence, not connected enough is what Paul Rowley asked for. And in the end, if you give a side, and with a man of an attacking quality as Mikey Lewis just gets past Nikarima, rounds MacDonald for fun, and just has pace and a willingness to attack any defensive line, just goes round far too easy and just goes through them like a knife through butter, Dave. And a brilliant, brilliant score from Mikey Lewis.
Well, they love their little halves here in this part of the world. They've retired the number 6 shirt some years ago in honour of the great Roger Millward. I'll say Mikey's there yet, but he's on his way, isn't he? He's on his way.
Oh, well, he's just so important. And we're wax lyrical every single time we show Hull KR on Sky Sports. We've been there all year.
Look at that little run at the moment. 8 tries in the previous 7 games. So that's 9 in 8. Talking about his goal kicking seems a little disrespectful, really, doesn't it, when you see how many points he's putting on the board.
Well, it's that stat there. What he creates. 21 tries he's created and 16 on his own. They're huge numbers. You can't argue with that man as his favourite to collect the Steve Prescott Man of Steel this year. He's got to be right up there.
.58%. They're reckoning here. Kick predictor. What are you reckoning? You're not putting the week's wages on this, are you?
Absolutely not, no. Sorry.
Well, he struck it well enough and he started it well enough, but it has just gone wide again. So Kyle Amell was sweating there. He was sweating there.
Sure was.
But what about this moment?
Oh, just brilliant. Just the tempo. And then the acceleration just there.
Fabulous smile. Fabulous moment for those with the Robins in their hearts. Sneed restarts. Kingston Rovers have it back, and Ryan Hall will have that first charge. Jenna, you have news from us then on the
Yeah, Dave, Salford prop Jack Ormondroyd, he's missed the last 12 games. If you remember, he was ruled out for the season with that rib injury. Well, he is back tonight. I can tell you he has played 10 minutes. He's come off. Brad Singleton has gone back on, but he has come through unscathed. So Paul Rowley will be delighted with that news.
Oh, well, that is... I thought it was going to be bad news about Ormonroyd there, but that is good news. He's had a troubled year, hasn't he? So great to see him back, and hopefully back on the field again at some later point. Here's Minchella. One play to go. Hull Kingston Rovers
Go 5, he's good.
just giving themselves an element of comfort, the way the scoreboard looks at the moment.
Well, they're just completely controlling this game. It has to be said. As Hadley goes hunting there, Sam Luckley, and just look at the commitment from them. Just the way they are turning the ball over, Dave. It's just suffocating Salford, and their only chance to get round is to move the ball in yardage.
Move together, square now. Stay.
You're just finding it difficult at the Red Devils to get anywhere near Hull KR's line.
Here's Cross, having come in from the margins to have a look at the middle.
Stay in, though, Matt. You've got to stay. Stay, lads.
Mellor
Go.
scanning that Hull Kingston Rovers line before he pops it into
Out.
Tim Laffey.
Release. 4. Go.
Big game, of course, in the other side of the Pennines. Lee 6, Warrington 0. Lee,
Last tackle.
well, more than an outside chance of making the 6,
Space, Brad.
especially if
Stay
they do
here.
win
Go.
tonight. And Warrington, of
5.
course, still hoping to finish
Oh, middle.
in the top
Oh,
2,
he's
if not in the
middle.
very top spot itself. The kick is again a difficult one with that jagged bounce, but it works well for Ryan Hall.
Callum. Go on, retreat and keep going with that one.
And OKR are going forward again here with some menace.
Well, just look at the way that the defence is just suffocating Salford. 2 players, everybody back behind the ball, and it's now the Robins who are excited to carry the ball forward. It's Broadbent who just gets us 30 metres away.
Stay here.
Broadbent to within 30.
Go.
Parcell, Minchella, May, and Lewis has got his eye on something special again here, but Nikorima's going not this time. Makes that tackle. Opachik goes out, a dummy half, bowls it back to Lewis again. It was played out, so it'll be another set of 6. Luckley drives it in and sets a platform here, and Hull Kingston Rovers have 5 tackles to go, and they have 3 minutes in which they might just snatch something else here. Minchella. May skipping and flicking, and Evalds prospering, dashing into the gap.
Mark, get out of there.
Hiku.
Hold on, hold.
Luckley's ready for a big drive. You fancy it goes behind him, it does. May. Minchella.
Third, only off the
Stumbling,
ball. Make it
driving
back,
run
come
from him this time.
Joe, come on, Joe, go.
Parcell comes right, Evalds, and Hiku!
Beautiful.
It's a walk-in for Broadbent. Second of the night for the standing right winger. No wonder he's delighted. His teammates have just put it on a plate. And Hull Kingston Rovers are moving well clear now.
Yeah, it was all hard carries, just making it too quick. And it was the kick from Mikey Lewis that ricocheted off the Salford defender and just give away 6 more. I think it was Joe Mellor who just got the left foot. And then Luckley carries in. It's a couple of decent carries that just scatter the defence. Parcell sees a man down. And the left edge of Salford come jamming in. Laffey crossed. But the catch and pass from Hiku to Broadbent. Champagne stuff from a side that are gearing towards a big finish this season.
Well, it was Burgess who was filling his boots last week. But whoever's playing on the right wing, when opportunities come your way like that,
Yeah, tell Mark
you're gonna score them.
Yeah, I'm happy.
7 tries this season now, Jack Broadbent.
1 minute. Mikey, you and me.
He scored more tries, Dave, than anybody else, any other team, to the Robins. And it must just be an absolute joy. You just look down through the list of names and loads of players almost in double figures. They've just got threats all over the field. And Mikey Lewis, Tyrone May, Evalds all pulling the strings. Parcell, special mention for him too there. Just knows when to introduce other people.
Well, in total now in the Super League, Hull Kingston Rovers have scored 119 tries.
Wow.
More than anybody else. And Salford 72, and we talk about Salford as being the entertainers, you know, scoring tries for fun, but that's a big gap between them. That's nearly, well, I'm trying to do the maths here. What is it, 47 tries between them this season? But if you look at the goal kicking, 2 out of 5
Just a bit of frustration there on Mikey Lewis when he strikes that. He knows it's wide already.
Be careful when you dig it.
Just lets out a bit of a scream.
On Matic.
But Parcell just sees young Harvey Wilson on the deck. On the left edge. Well, they just come screaming in, trying to solve it, knowing that they've no land behind them.
Well, they've gone short. They want it back desperately, but they've not got it because Parcell nips in. And brilliant hands close to the ground.
But just brilliant there from Parcell, just to react first and just get on that ball. And it just means that the Robins through Kalepi Tanganoa, if he keeps driving his legs, well, they're going to be one more play and then they'll be over the halfway line, you would imagine. But it's a mountain for Salford to climb in this second half.
And into the final seconds, this will be the final play. The kick over the top is a speculator. Dion Cross is there to tidy things up. But the party perpetuates at Silgroup Craven Park. This sellout home crowd will be thrilled with what they've seen in those opening 40 minutes. Salford with plenty of work to do. Half-time, it's Hull Kingston Rovers 20, Salford 6.
Dave, Kyle, thank you very much. Yes, they are halfway towards an 8th consecutive Super League victory. And they move one step closer, perhaps, to lifting a first-ever League Leaders' Shield. The first 40 minutes highlight, well, undoubtedly, this try from their star halfback, Mikey Lewis. We'll discuss that, Salford's performance, and Hull KR's half-time lead in the company of John Wilkin and Jamie Peacock after this break.
So much in the race for that top 8, but what we do know is if Hull Kingston Rovers win tonight, they guarantee a top 3 spot, having never finished higher than 4th in the Super League. But they will be absolutely certain of being in that top 3 if they win here. And they've not been top of the tree at the end of the season since 1984-85, I think it was. So that is plainly in their sights. Salford, on the other hand, if they can fix this off, if they can turn this around, they get to 30 points. So the last time they did that, get to 30 points, they got to a grand final. So, you know, there's still plenty at stake for both these, but it's another Salford mistake.
Oh, it's another poor start, Dave.
Right at the start.
Yeah, oh, it's a penalty being given away as well, I think.
Yeah, it is. The big smile from Brad Singleton, your fellow Cumbrian, gives that away.
Well, the big fella needed that. And you can just see, well, it's difficult to tell, but a penalty's given, so it matters not, and it's relief for Singleton.
Does losing the ball against an opponent's leg as you're falling to the ground count as a ball steal these days?
Well, apparently so, and it matters not. And Salford will look to start this second half with real purpose. And Rowley mentioned that word, connected. He didn't really get that for the first 14. It's important that they complete well and get a foothold back into this game. But crucially, Dave, just get some decent field position, and that's a better carry.
Harvey Wilson, young fella who arrived mid-season from Wigan, didn't he? Scored a try last week, which thrilled his supporters with that carry there. And here's Sneed. The whole ground was calling that a forward pass.
Well, it looked forward from up here as well.
Sneed. Here's Harvey Wilson. So they're on the last here. 1 to go. Sneed with a kick to the corner. Ryan Hall was ready for that, but it's big hands that come up and knock it backwards from MacDonald. It's gone to ground. It hits Nenny MacDonald, and Hull Kingston Rovers have it back again, 5 from their own line.
Yeah, but a better place for Salford to turn the ball over. Here's Singleton, just gets the ricochet, tries to offload the ball, and it's Opacek who gets there first.
So Hull Kingston Rovers looking to bring it clear.
I thought they got away with that one as well.
Oh, yeah, a penalty.
Well, it's all going a little bit. I thought that Tom Opacek knocked that ball on as he tried to collect it, and then in the blink of an eye, a penalty's being given away.
Explanation with the referee there. I thought yours was borderline, but Brad Singleton caught him, was the referee's explanation, so that's why that penalty has been given away. It's an ambitious one, and he has found touch. That's a long kick. That's a huge kick. Just for a moment, it interested Ethan Ryan on the wing, but he couldn't get a hand to it, so Kingston Rovers have good ground.
Harvey, stay. Go.
It's Parcell, Minchella on to Luckley. Luckley with the carry, having lost one on his way.
Moving square mark. Stay here, John.
Parcell's having a look around. Kingston Rovers poised again. First try in his second half is going to be huge, one way or the other. Minchella with the offload, Hadley running into a little bit of a space that was there. It was filled in, but it doesn't matter because he's given his side great position to work from here. Parcell again. This is Lewis. Short pass, almost bursting them through. Storm just about held on to Luckley. Head down, and again a beefy carry. That's his job. Explaining earlier in the week, that's his job. He just does what he's told to do. Carts it in as ferociously as possible. Hiku with a dummy. And then the offload. And the route to the score. Opacek, I think, has got this. Referee wants a second look. And he says try on the field. And it looked it from the naked eye. Let's hear from the video referee.
It's tackle 5, live decision of a try, confirming the grounding. So Hiku passes the ball to Opacek, who takes possession cleanly. So playing on from this point, keep rolling it through. Just viewing all available angles here to determine whether the ball is grounded on the line. So he's in possession at this point. Can we just take it back, please? So just nice and slow here. Slow, slow, yep. Just take that back, please, again. I'm looking to determine whether the arm carrying the ball stays up. Back to camera 2, please. Okay, and nice and slow here. Is the tackle complete in the lead-up? The arm carrying the ball stays up. Keep rolling it through, pausing it there. The ball is grounded on the goal line. I've made my decision.
Cheers, Vella.
Well, Tom Opacek had a bit of heartbreak, didn't he, back in Parramatta a couple of years ago when he missed the grand final because of an injury. But he's just scored a try here that, again, just promotes the claims of his current side's grand final hopes. Whether he get the nod for a big occasion, if everyone's fit, will remain to be seen. But an important try, just for the moment, in the context, spreading that lead still further.
Yeah, and a man who's rumoured and set to be shown the exit door, Hull KR, well, he's got a chance to finish his season well. And Tyrone May, Peter Hiku in there as well. Again, the strength to get rid of McDonald, the beautiful offload and the exceptional finish from Tom Opacek. You just see there the half and the fullback all combining, and he has to be stopped there. It's poor defence from Salford. And I just question whether Salford are just running out of steam in the final part of the season, because they've been second best here. It was their ill discipline that led to this field position once again.
Look at that, look at that. That's a collector's item.
Well, there we go.
From the touchline, this is an up cheer.
The little smile tells it all.
Well, they're loving that. I think they love that more than the try he scored. Yeah. 26-6.
Salford once again just shooting themselves in the foot. But that man delighted with his 4th try of his campaign. It hasn't been all plain sailing for him, but he's on the board tonight.
Well, they're singing their song again. I'm So In Love With You, which has become an anthem in these parts, the Erasure Classic.
You've got to be quicker, come on!
Ryan Hall, I'm sure we'll hear that sung with plenty more gusto as the night goes on. How do you get yourself out of this, Paul Rowley? Salford trailing by a distance.
You mentioned about their points and trying to get to that 30. Now I see with the big game next week for them, Catalan at home, and then a trip to Hull before Wigan. You fancy the way they're playing at the moment. There's perhaps only one more win in there. Will that be enough for Paul Rowley to get into the playoffs this season.
That's the way! Go, play on, he's come from behind, we're fine.
Here's Lewis again,
40,
he's behind the
Elliott.
40, but
Just
just a question of height and distance this time, and Ethan Ryan catches safely enough and finds those Rovers defenders eager and willing, coming his way at pace.
Go.
So Salford having to just work their way out of this end of the ground. I mean, switch ends.
Go.
But they've been in this position so often, so the table's looking at the moment.
Moving square.
Getting very tight up there.
Go, you good, collect bit.
Salford needing at least one more win, you would have thought. Possibly a couple.
Well, that
His
game
points difference is not great either for him.
No, and that game next week is huge, isn't it? If this scoreboard stays the same, the question is for Salford is not to cave in and let KR rattle some more points down them.
Move.
Miller.
Go.
They've reached the 40-metre mark, but they've also reached the final tackle. So Sneed's left boot called into action. Edwards underneath it, staggers a little as the ball comes down as if he caught a great weight.
Move.
Carries it safely back
Go on.
towards the oncoming Salford defenders. Here's Hall. Takes 4.
2. Move. Find this line. Go 2.
Lewis.
I'll get to this one, mate.
Opposite. They've only
3 off the ball, Joe. Sam, find me and stay.
they've only used
Hall, make it, Joe. Go.
about 20-odd players this season. 26 players in 25 matches now. Hawkins the Rovers. And there's an offload. Oh no, the referee had just shouted hell.
Tackle 4. I just
It's a
called it,
credit to the
Victor.
players and the conditioning staff for
Play your
keeping
ball.
the bodies out there
Let's go.
in this very, very tough competition, deep inside
Yeah, I think it's got
to the final couple of games that's left.
Move, Joe, find
It'd
me
be
and
important
stay.
that they
Come
keep
on.
hold of
You've
all
got
the
to
key
wait for the
players
goal.
for
Wait.
KR if they're going to go on to win that maiden trophy.
Outside, that's clear.
Lewis again with a big boot.
You're good, mate.
Hankinson goes back to collect.
First, Ryan away. Find me, KR, Sam.
Well, I think they're going through the whole songbook tonight, the Hawkins and Rovers fans.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Aye, yippee-yi, I think is the current favourite.
Move. Find it, boys.
Dummy half was Shorrocks. We've seen him in there a time or two this season. Needs must. Rovers' defensive effort is good.
Red line.
Mellor's back there. Shorrocks again.
For Mikey. Find us, Matt. Stay, mate. You've got
Mellor
to stay.
stands and waits.
4.
Singleton's travelling with him, but Mellor fancies a go himself, and Minchella just hits him with everything he's got and puts him on the ground.
5.
Spun back to Sneed again, who advances beyond the 40, so the 40-20 wasn't an option, but
Play on, everyone's good now
scuttling
anyway.
along the ground. And here come Hawkins the Rovers again. Look at that, Lee 12, Warrington 6. Doesn't that shake things up?
Joe, you've got to
Frankie
stay.
Holton, the latest scorer.
Good that, Joe.
Oh,
Well
it sure does.
And puts Lee up to 5th at the moment.
Wow. Somehow, Adrian Lamb
Move. Hold
has
it,
just
boys.
found a groove at the right part of the season and forced his way into 5th. So far, as it stands, of course, games will remain in this round.
Go third.
Yeah, Saints and Catalan with matches still to play.
There's pressure on them now.
Catalan up against Wigan.
Joe.
Saints are at Huddersfield.
Stand 5.
Here's Evalds, last play again. Mikey Lewis. The chase is on from Tyrone May. Hankinson underneath it. May gets there, forces the
spelled it.
mistake. They try to keep it alive. Hankinson rescues it, second attempt. But it is Hawkins the Rovers ball back here.
Yeah, just the effort from Tyrone May to chase this down. He gets past Nicarima, works ever so hard and just does enough. He goes for the backpack, misses it. But it's completely in the eye line of Chris Hankinson. He just looks away at the final part.
Might have been a case for Tyrone May being offside there in that chase, but touch judge referee on the field decided that was okay.
Shot clock off.
Well, that is all now in the past because Hawkins the Rovers with 6 more attempts at this line, and Mikey Lewis bouncing through a couple of defenders. He's got strength, he's got pace, he's got craft, he's got it all. Back with Staunton. Held up, trying to get closer. Another set of 6, too slow. Parcell goes out of dummy half. Very close, and it's going to be a penalty.
Well, they might as well keep playing and get some more points here. And one thing Hull KR have done incredibly well this season is scored tries down this end of the field, in between the scrum lines, through the centre of the field, using big forwards.
Minchella, 15 away. Parcell, and now Luckley again. The straightforwardness to his game, but he's doing it well. Parcell measuring things up again. Back towards the middle. And Tyrone May fancies his chances of ghosting through, but then offloads to Evalds, and Evalds spun up to the ground. Watkins tackle. Parcell and Tanginoa, and he's reaching, but he's still short. Parcell again. Lewis. May. Looking for a big one over the top, and it bounces into the hands of the winger Broadbent, but closed down quickly by that rescuing Salford defence. Got over there quick enough. May. Little kick by him. Referee had that red. He was telling the defenders, kick through. But so too did the Salford defenders. Yeah. Hankinson has it back.
Yeah, he put himself in a beautiful position, did Hankinson, because there was about 4 shirts there wanting that kick to go. Ooh, a little juggle there from Shorrocks. Just wanted to file it through that line, but it's where they turn it over once again, Dave. It's been a real decent display. Look at, they're just trying the very best. They're 5 metres away from the line, and OKR are just giving them nothing.
Well, they have not lost that instinct, have they, Salford? If they see it's on, they'll go for it, but they can't make it happen.
Ethan Ryan there tripping up Callum Watkins. And look at this, Dave. Tackle 5, Mark Sneed's kicking it 6 metres away from his own line.
Well, he's still got a swerve and a bounce, which gives them a slight advantage, but Evans has got so much time, because the defence has to come from a long way back. And a start for Hulkingston Rovers again.
But again, you can just see Dean Hadley at the top of the picture, Minchella all just standing still. They don't have to exert any energy, and now they're back behind the ball. And it'll be another wave of Robins' attack for this Red Devil side to deal with once more.
Jez Litton on the field as well, and we know what he can do. As Hadley takes it in.
We'll expect a run from Litton.
Little swerve of the hips. Lewis, dummies, bounces away from a couple of would-be defenders, then puts the chip over the top. The chase is on, the kick from May, taken by Hankinson. Salford survive, but it was a big test again from that Hulkingston Rovers attack.
Yeah, I just don't really, I understand Mikey Lewis with the scoreboard where it is. I just don't feel that player 3 just really needed to do that. But of course with a...
Oh! Defensive pressure forces a knock-on. The whole ground is celebrating like they've just scored a try, but the referee's given a penalty to Salford.
Oh, yeah. And they needed that again, Salford. Just the way that they defend OKR, they've got the bit between the teeth. Jamie Peacock down at pitchside mentioned that they've only conceded 1 try in the last 5 games. Well, this being the 5th, and that's title-winning defence. I'm struggling to see what the problem is here for the penalty to be given away. I think they get away with that one, Salford. I think they really do. There's nothing in that for me.
Was it Hiku on Sneed? Is that what he's seen? Hiku might have made a contact. Anyway, Salford get themselves downfield with the help of that decision. And an opportunity. Here's Ryan, out of dummy half. Driven in by Watkins.
Move, find the red line and stay. Red line, Cleppy, go.
Well, we're being told this is for Minchella shouting at him on the floor.
Well, I get it. It's not in the spirit of the game, but this is all on the line here. I mean, I don't know. Penalised for celebrating, that'll do me.
Hankinson, 15 inside that Hulkingston Rovers half. Watkins, and there's nowhere to go for Shorrocks. Closed down really quickly. One play to go here, Salford. So Sneed's boot. Up it goes. Hall's underneath it. He's done that a million times in his 17-year career. Rolls to the ground and gets his team starting from there. It's almost a lull in the game at the moment, a lull in the crowd at the moment.
Stay on this line. Oh, go. Chris, quicker, come on.
Broadbent looking to blast their way out of trouble.
Stay here. Go, Ferd.
I don't think KR will do anything fancy here, Dave. They'll just get to the end of the set, kick the ball long, and get back into that grind mentality.
Yeah, they're 24 minutes away from chalking off another one. An 8th straight win. If they can get over the line here, and at the moment it's looking good. Back to Lewis. Shorrocks rattled in. Referee says play on. Lewis bounces up off the ground, and Salford want to bring it back through cross.
Big shot, Minchella.
Well, you don't have to shout, you just get the shoulder in where it hurts.
Yeah, snapped him in half. Dion Cross rides it well. What about that?
Look at that. Lee 16, Josh Charnley a try scorer there. He's moving in on Danny Maguire's second place in all-time Super League scorers, by the way. But 16-6. There you see, he's only 2 behind Danny Maguire now.
Well, he'll enjoyed that against his old club, Josh Charnley.
There's Ormonroyd.
Good work, Jay.
1 to go. That really does put the Leopards in amongst the Pigeons tonight, doesn't it? Lee win that one. They looked down and out in the playoff hopes just a few weeks ago.
Well, the Leopards amongst the pack.
Indeed, the Wolfpack.
Let's stay, Callum.
But it's the Robins who are doing the job here so far tonight. That helps them as well, of course.
Yeah.
It means that they will be 4 points clear of Warrington at the end of the night if everything stays as it is.
Well, it becomes a shootout between 1 and 2, doesn't it? The Robins against the Warriors. And how fate would have it, next week sees them two go head-to-head.
Yep.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. Can't wait for that. And it's every week, though. It's every week you look at the fixture list and oh, look at that one, look at that one. There's many of them. And Lewis putting the kick on.
Yeah, just again, Mikey Lewis. Just put that ball into the corner and do what you've been doing all game.
But we want entertainment, Carl. Hickey with a tackle.
Oh, no, I know. But
if you've not got licence to try something tonight in this situation, when do you have?
Well, true. I just think what's worked incredibly well for the home team is turning that ball over deep inside their half and then waiting for the opportunities to present themselves and taking them rather than just making it up. But look, Mikey Lewis has done stuff like this all season and it's came off.
I think, is it Tim Laffey he's saying has got a bit of blood on his head?
Tim, get some time,
yeah.
Get cleaned up, mate. 4. You're right.
Well, the home crowd are chanting, you laughed at us, now who's laughing now? Of course, Salford, Gareth O'Brien's drop goal sent them down 8 years ago. Now who's laughing? That's the cry from the home fans, Dave.
Harking back to 2016. I don't think there would have been many. I mean, one of the most striking things, there were lots of striking things that day, but one of the striking things that day was the crowd on the far side stayed exactly where it was. After all that heartbreak, they just stayed there for what seemed like ages afterwards. And a lot of people who were there that day will be there in those same steps today. And like you say, if they would have thought in 8 years' time we'd be in this position,
I don't think there'd be many of them out there who would have thought it in 18 years' time, Dave.
And they'll all be looking forward to that next week.
But the winner of that, if Wigan were to win, the winner of that will have one hand on that League Leaders Shield, and will Hull KR become the 9th club to lift the League Leaders Shield, guided by that man there, Willie Peters. What an incredible job he's done. He's been close in semi-finals. Is this the year where they finally learn their lessons and climb all the way to be crowned champions?
Tackle 4, Mark. I'm not getting ahead of ourselves too much, but a little number 7 there who,
Not getting ahead of ourselves too much, but a little number 7 there who, will be fancying himself if they get to a grand final of winning a Man of the Match award named after a legendary number 7 this year. Of course, Rob Burrow is
Absolutely.
grand final Man of the Match award for the first time this year. But that is getting ahead of ourselves, because still have a match here, and there's another little number 7 chip over the top by Mark Sneed, but doesn't come off as he would have wanted. And the whole Kingston Rovers fans, in mocking irony, chant out the name of Sneed. And he might have hurt himself as well. Here's Litton.
It just looks like, Dave, that Mark Sneed is clutching that right, what appears to be, maybe he just looks like he's holding that right hamstring, but let's hope he's okay. No, he looks okay now.
Sue. A few honest steps taken. Salford's defenders wrapping themselves around Minchella. May again, and Tangin Noah. Good tackle coming in from Nicarima, who held on very well. Last play.
Look at the chase here.
Lewis's kick. Pressure's on, but Hankinson's done ever so well to get up there in the face of all of that and claim the ball for his side.
But again, I'm going to sound like a record on repeat. Just look at where Hull KR turned the ball over, and then it's this part. This part getting off the line, getting into the Salford Red Devils, carrying a big shot again. I think it's Minchella. No, it's not, it's Sue. But it just absolutely suffocates you when you're in these parts of the field and you're just hoping and praying for a penalty, something to get you out of this end of the field. As Watkins does a little bit better there.
Just angling himself towards this right-hand side of the field. Mark Sneed's got plenty of pitch to work with, but he's gone for the chip over the top. That's delightful. It bounces up into the hands again of MacDonald, who gets it away. Shorrock spins it out. Almonroy carries it on. Well, it was wonderfully inventive, but it goes no further than the halfway line.
But it's just a desperation, though, of Hull KR, their defence, just to keep turning up. They don't get it perfect. People are spinning out of tackles, but in the end there, it's Jez Litton. There's 3 players who just flood and support one another in defence.
I tell you what, Sue looks in a great deal of discomfort here.
That would be a big loss.
I think he got a knee in the balls, Bella.
Well, referees, I think, described it a little more descriptively than we would have enjoyed, but you can't argue with that fact.
I'm all right, Tucker.
Apologies if you were offended by that.
A little bit slow when we come on, Chris, especially in that area.
I'm fighting. I'm pretty strong in the rugby. They're not dominant, but they're not them.
That's why he's in discomfort.
I feel like
I'm gearing up.
I feel like you're just pushing that little bit. All right, then.
He's up. His name's being chanted.
You're going to stop, but you know what I mean.
He'll count them. 1, 2, both there. Carry on. Oh my goodness, that is not the most comfortable walk you've ever seen, is it?
No.
There are millions of men at home watching and just crossing their legs at this moment.
Well, let's just hope there's not too much swelling there, Dave.
He's off, Jack Brown's on.
There we go, I'll stay, let's play it out.
On we carry.
Let's go. Stand back on.
And Hull Kingston Rovers
Eyes on ball again, boys.
looking to build.
First, off that ball, Shane!
Here's Litton,
Hold
dummy
the time,
half
wait,
again.
boys, then go.
Minchella's pointing
wait,
out where
Sam.
he's going to direct this wave of traffic, Brown. Jack Hughes has been sin bin in that game, by the way. Remember, Warrington down to 12 for the whole game because of Paul Vaughan sending off earlier on, but Jack Hughes, his sin-binning temporarily makes it 12 against 12.
Red line. Scrum. What's in the middle? Scrum. Pat it down.
You
Scrum.
almost have to remember here, and it's not sticking the boot into Salford, but apart from that win at Huddersfield,
Johnny.
and you question where they are,
Are you talking? No, one
this is only 1 win in the last 4, and it's not what you want or need at this part of the season. They are, a reference there, they're running out of gas, are they running out of steam? But they're just not showing the credentials and playing to the style that we've become so used to.
I think the referee's got a problem with
I
his...
must have heard you for a while. I'm not hearing anything, no. I thought it was quiet.
Well, this is what we've got to look forward to in the next few weeks, that huge game next week, which, you know, may well decide who finishes top and who finishes second.
Well, having said that,
Lee
though,
away and then Leeds at home.
yeah, I mean, round 26 and 27 isn't a given for Hull KR. Far from it.
And do you agree? I think Jamie Peacock and John Wilkins saying earlier that Hull Kingston Rovers perhaps need a defeat somewhere along the way, just to keep them honest going into the playoffs. That
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, obviously my time at St Helens, we had a little one of those just before we entered into the playoffs, and of course won a lot of trophies along the way. It's important just to have a little reminder in there. But that doesn't mean to say that that has to happen. It's just sometimes when you're continually winning, you can just perhaps get a little bit ahead of yourself, and a little shock result here and there might not do this club any harm whatsoever. But having said that, if they were to lose, they would probably lose the League Leaders' Shield, you would imagine, along the way. So it's important for them to keep winning.
trying to untangle himself there. Another set of 6 gives Hull Kingston Rovers pride position, and Brown grabbing his opportunity. Mid-season move across the city, of course. Off the bench tonight fairly late, and here is Whitbread, and gets up and wants to play it, and out from dummy half goes Jez Litton, diving underneath the pile of bodies. Referee happy enough to give the score. There's a little bit of afters on that, but what really counts there is Jez Litton's 5th try of the season, and pushing Hull Kingston Rovers to a 30 points to 6 lead.
Discipline again, a 6 again called, 2 players earlier, and then a beautiful line from Jai Whitbread, the big front rower, playing out on this left edge. It's his carry that just does it all. Once again, a direct carry that leaves defenders in and around, not quite set. We just see there Nikarima on the floor, and Jez Litton is just able to identify that space and just pinches an easy 4 points. I mean, it's disappointing. All tries from 9 there just show that you're not quite where you need to be. He just gets in between Hankinson and Shane Wright, and they've crumbled of Salford. You really have.
Doing their points difference no harm, plus 367, I think, is their current points difference. Warrington are at the moment losing points. They were on plus 291, but they're going to be losing a bit of points in that points difference, and Wigan on plus 271. So again, Hull Kingston Rovers' points difference is huge compared to those who are close to them.
And it's the defensive aspect that's the most impressive part for me. We know throughout the years and the history of grand finals, they're never normally attacking sides that win the competition. It's usually defence, and there's not a lot of points normally scored on a grand final night. But the defence from Hull KR.
Mikey Lewis. Oh, he can't stop kicking them. Can't stop kicking them. Whoever doubted him. 4 out of 7. 32 points to 6 now. Hull Kingston Rovers. 15 minutes to go. Can they fill their boots, or can Salford find a bit of character here and find a bit of response?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the home side filling the boots. I don't see anything out there from Salford. They go for a short kick-off, trying to get something back. And the ball's punched back some distance.
May got a big paw on that, didn't he? Sends it back to night levels, and Hull Kingston Rovers bouncing their way forward again here. The night they came to celebrate, and so far there haven't been too many hiccups to spoil that plan. Joe Miller trying the 8th minute, the response to Jack Broadbent's early score. For a while made it look as though that this was going to be a real contest, but Hull Kingston Rovers have put the foot down on the accelerator since. That's outside the 40, by the way. Well, Hankinson didn't know that, but it is outside. Yeah. The referee quickly showed it outside. And Salford get it back. Everybody here thought it was a 40-20, didn't they?
Yeah, you just see the right foot there, just crossing over the red line. to deny Jez Litton the 40-20. It's a great kick anyways. Considering a set after points, it's always important that you get through your sets, roll down the field and turn the ball over. But again, they're making Salford come from deep inside their own end, and look at that. Salford, of course, staying fourth after this result tonight for now. But Lee climbed to fifth and pushed the Dragons out of the playoffs.
They're on a late run. 14 minutes left to play, by the way, in that other game. And it is still 16-6 there in Lee's favour. So that could change. That could change on the night.
Oh.
Gordon Roy's lost it.
Yeah.
He says forwards. Hopkinson Rovers celebrates a Salford mistake again.
Yeah, they do not look like a side that's playing in fourth. They really don't. And they've been sloppy again tonight.
Frustrating night for Paul Rowley, this. Had a few problems this week with that bug that's been going through the camp.
It's their 10th error, Dave, tonight, bug or not.
This is Lewis bouncing out of one, bouncing out of another, decides to have another go. Here's Litton dashing into position. Tanginoa, you know what we get from him. Chipping away at the Salford defence again, looking for more. They want more celebrations here. Staunton carries it on strongly. Litton goes across. 15 out. Minchella, Whitbread, rolling into trouble in the shape of those Salford defenders. But 2 plays to go.
Stay quick, Joe.
Looking to create. Minchella, May chips it over the top and intercepted in midair by Mark Sneed, who gets it back again. And even the Hull KR fans are chanting his name again there. You can tell when your side's comfortably in the lead, can't you? Let's hear from Jenna Brooks then on the touchline. Jenna.
Yeah, I've got some good news, kind of, for Hull KR. Jesse Sewer's come back out. He's okay, ish. He, I think it's safe to say, won't be returning tonight. He's currently icing his groin.
How delicately put, Jenna. Thank you very much indeed. And here come Salford, creeping towards that halfway line. Partington. Sneed. Again, it's caught well by Evolds at the back. Had to readjust a couple of times because of the flight of the ball.
Make it Salford.
Ball.
Go to.
Guarantee that he's going to finish next season as Super League's top try scorer. Ryan Horn. He's got a year to go. So has Charlie.
Play more better.
He won't be thinking about next year because he's got a possibility of a 7th grand final to his name if the Robins can go the distance.
Go for.
Here's May again. Lewis. Linnea MacDonald.
Last tackle, Callum.
Managing to get enough on him to spin into the ground. Taken out by Litton, who just puts it high in the air. Hankinson underneath it, catches it, and again challenges that oncoming Hopkinson Rovers defence, but they are fairly robust, as they have been for most of the night. Ryan now, flying in there.
Get out of there, Jay!
Nicarina.
One of the big stats as well for the home team is 92% completion so far.
Shorrocks, back to Ryan.
Third, Jack off the ball! Makers again, Tom. You're good now, third.
Atkin, spinning away from one attempt. Gets it wider still. Here comes Lafay.
It's great work there from Peter Hiku.
Well, they got 2 great centres, haven't they? Salford, MacDonald and Lafay. Neither of them been able to offer a threat so far. Kick's not great. Hall catches.
Surrender. Stand up, tackle one. Stay
Lewis
go.
at acting half. Here's Evolds. Little push through again. Remember, stay with us at the end because we'll be getting full analysis of this. Jamie Peacock and John Wilkin down there with Brian.
Third, straight out, Ollie. Stay here, go, third, your own.
And we can see that Salford are not great in this period of the game, according to those stats. Only Hull FC have conceded more tries in the last 9 minutes of matches, so they'll be hoping that that isn't a stat that's repeated. That's a take by Hankinson.
Stand up, Jack! Stay with me, KR! Stay! Oh, you Matty's starting, you're off, Matty!
And a fight.
Two. Jez off that ball!
Litton with a tackle.
Oh, two. You're back now, you're back.
Looking to punish their way downfield with rights.
Find the red line, KR!
Atkin
Hold.
again has time to have a look
Well
around
held
here.
up, Matty.
There's a relaxed air to this stadium at the moment. Job done is the general consensus. As Lafay tries to... Oh, he's given it away, straight to Staunton. Best pass that Matty Staunton's had all night.
Yeah, you're right to mention the crowd there. And just, it's a formality now, isn't it, as we enter into the final 7 minutes or so.
Move, Chris, get the white line, boys!
I think the message will be on there for KR is to get after some more points. You may as well.
Third, Chris off that ball! Final Jack. Third, mate, yeah. Hold, stay with us,
Here's
though.
Litton.
Go.
May.
Third.
Mikey Lewis again, opposite back on the inside for Tanginoa, who again really does challenge every time he has the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's in career best form, Kalepi Tanganoa.
Mikey Lewis
Kept on,
trying to
tackle five.
bend Atkin over backwards there. Trying to go over the top of him, I think.
Go, you
Last
shot, you're
play.
on 10.
Pick
Five.
up. Litton puts the little grubber kick in. Hankinson! Oh, just gets enough on that. Ryan Hall, I think the pound sides were ringing through his eyes there, weren't they?
Shot clock on.
He doesn't get the cleanest hit on this, does Hankinson, the fullback. Just a little bit of topspin on it, but it's enough just to roll over the dead ball line. Neat little kick there from Litton too.
Caught on the boundary by Ryan Hall. Had a little look behind to make sure his feet were nowhere near the touchline and
First, open square, Nene!
runs it back.
Stay with us all, Shane.
So they
All
start
right,
again
even.
here,
Go.
Hull Kingston Rovers. Another
Two.
prime
Jack off
position.
the ball. Final
Brown.
Hold, go, you're good. You're good,
Litton.
Joe. Two.
Luckley fancies a go.
Third, Jack away!
3 gone, 3 to go. Edging closer
Go,
again now.
play on,
Litton
play on.
untidy behind the play the ball. May back to Evalds. Hiku can't get the quick pass away because it was well read over there by Cross.
Go for. Get straight
This
out,
time
Dion.
coming in quickly, served his purposes. Luckley.
High kick here.
This looked like he might have been tempted for an offload there with
Release,
Jack
five.
Brown in close presence, but he does get it away.
I've already
The
called
referee
this
called
out.
held.
Tackle 5. Play it, let's go.
So here's the last.
5.
Here's May.
No,
Inside
shoulder. 5.
for Lewis. And there's seriously too many bodies for him to run through.
It's on the shoulder.
And they'll hand
Give
it
the
back
ball
to
to Mikey.
Salford, perilously close to their own line.
Yeah, Mikey Lewis just trying to catch people not working at marker, that lazy air defender, but credit to Salford, they're aware of the threat. And Hankinson now just over on that far edge of the field, just trying to find a bit of space, but there's none there, and a penalty given away, a secondary effort there from Hiku.
Come up on the ball.
Well, there have been hints of the Salford pedigree, haven't there, in a number of plays back in their own 20, but they've never quite managed to make that breakthrough,
Red line, boys.
despite looking for a bit of width on more than one occasion. But they have this penalty, which gets them the ground that might have taken them 4 or 5 tackles to gather in.
Tip on, play on.
Well, they've been well beaten tonight, Dave.
Play on, play on.
Some of it through their own doing as well, some sloppy pieces of play and some ill discipline.
Play on. It's got to be somewhere.
Hankinson.
2, move now, Jez. Find us, Sam. Hold. Go 2.
Shifted back towards Partington and now Sneed, and here comes Ethan Ryan, who's trying to look on the outside, knows these parts very well, of course. Hull Kingston Rovers player, once upon a time Challenge Cup finalist with Hull KR only last year.
I don't think I'm getting used to it again.
Shorrocks.
Third.
Now this is good, this is good. It's MacDonald who steps back in and bounces out a couple of defenders and will score the try surely here.
Third, Joe, I've not got you here.
Well, barely worth a celebration because of how the game lies, but it's a good finish from Nenny MacDonald, and it has taken Salford into double figures here tonight.
I've not got anyone. Been quiet again.
Yeah, they just keep the ball moving and find then MacDonald, who, if you give him space 10-15 metres away from the line, then you're asking for trouble. and he's able to step off his right foot. You just see here, it's Lafay who goes to the line, pulls out, ships the ball onto Shorrocks, and then it's just width out to Hankinson. And then the catch and pass here, and just the space that McDonald has going back. He's just too big, too strong. Gets over the line there. You mentioned that they'd done a good job. Well, it was Lafay and McDonald who started that and finished that. And it's the second try. I think Willie Peters will perhaps be a little bit disappointed. He won't be too disheartened, far from it. But that could have just been another game in a row, 5 games in a row where they'd only conceded 1 try. And coming up against 4 of those in playoff contention.
Sneed kicks the goal, 32 points to 12. I think we'll be hearing from Mikey Lewis once the game is finished. It's another potential player of the match performance from him. But Salford giving themselves a little bit of hope in this game.
Let's all stay KR.
3 minutes to play. An 8th straight win for Hawkinston Rovers.
When you're ready, Mikey, everybody
And again, a reminder, a win that guarantees them a place in the top 3. Almost very close to guaranteeing a place in the top 2 if Warrington lose at Leigh tonight. They'll be 4 points clear with 3 games to go off 3rd place Warrington. But that's not where they want the season to end. They want it to carry on into the playoffs and finish at Old Trafford. Oh, that's... He's in touch.
Play the ball, boys. Into touch. Play the ball, yeah. Play the ball.
Good tackle there. And Tom Opachik. And then McDonald just trying to go round him. It's a good cover tackle and just forces him over the sideline.
Well, this is a moment, wasn't it? In the first half, Mikey Lewis with an individual effort, spinning away from Nicarima and then beating everyone else with that little burst of pace, electrifying burst of pace. Yet another Mikey Lewis try of the season.
And it was an important one as well because it took it to 16-6 and just kind of just separated that bit of a gap that the home team have never let go.
Be careful, Jayden. How you let go?
And penalty given away here from Olmonroyd. Is the time for one more, the final 90 seconds of this game that will see Hull KR finish confirmed no lower than 3rd for the first time ever in the Super League history of the club.
Back here, Chris. Tackle 1, go.
A little pick-up by Lytton. Inside for Tanginoa. Oh, he just put his head down in the end. Left shoulder down and barged.
Stay. Go, you've shot in your
Lytton.
own 10.
Now Luckley. Again, doing that. Taking his team onto a platform 8 metres away. It's back with May. He's lost the ball. The referee says gone backwards. It's been scrappy these last few minutes, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, it's one of them. It's almost, you know, Willie Peters now. Danny Ward, all shaking hands. Job done. A 20-point buffer. And they've been worth every penny of it. It has to be said. Just an error from May. As we enter the final 30 seconds here, Salford from a scrum, 10 away, centre field.
Sneed pops it back. Nicarima's got a bit of zip. Back on the inside for Cross. Cross searching back towards the middle. Tackle's good enough. Luckily there. Now it's Sneed. Hankinson.
Good read.
Countdown is on. I don't think anybody's in the mood to get up and play. All the referees give it a penalty. And Sneed doesn't waste time, takes the tap, kicks it into touch. And it is confirmed, an 8th straight win for Hawkinston Rovers. No problems with altitude for this side. They remain at the top. They've strengthened their position at the top. There's a huge game against Wigan to come next week. It's back to the drawing board again for Salford, who need something special in the closing weeks to keep a hold of that top 6 position. But it has finished here. Hull Kingston Rovers 32, Salford 12.
Dave, Kyle, thank you very much. A record-extending 8th consecutive Super League win for Hull Kingston Rovers. John Wilkin, Jamie Peacock joining me here, pitch side at Sul Group, Craven Park. Jamie, we'll go to you first on this one. You've seen them up close and personal. Sitting top of the table, Hull KR, they're playing the side sitting in 4th. Your thoughts on what you've just witnessed?
I think the word I would use is control. I thought they controlled the game. There may be 5 minutes in the first half that Salford had any say in it. They controlled possession, they controlled the game physically, they controlled the field position. There was not one part of it that they didn't dominate Salford.
Yeah, I think physically that's where I was most impressed with Hull KR. They just suppressed Salford's ability to get into the game.